But while I'm having fun, I'm gonna make me some damn money.
At 3 p.m., they'll turn in their baby backs. Then they'll have a chance to tweak their spare ribs before turning them in at 5. And for the first time, teams will get to hear exactly what the judges think of their ribs as they taste them.
It's a little dry.
Whoa! Truckers, let me have your attention. It's official time. Man your station. Go for it.
Secret to making a great rib is you got to have quality meat.
See all this marble in this rib here? And you got to have a rib that's got a lot of fat in it, a lot of marble. See all the grain in that rib? It's going to be a good rib.
One of my secrets for making ribs is to cook it a little hotter at 275 degrees because that renders the fat better.
I like to hit it with some intense smoke. I like to get a nice color and then, you wrap it.
The secret to my ribs is basting your ribs when they get dark in color, basting it with butter or margarine.
We got to shut this one down a little bit.
Best way to be able to check the tenderness of them is take you a set of tongs, go in about midway, you pick them up, and when they bend, they start breaking. You pretty well got your rib right where it needs to be. Now I got to pick out the damn best one.
I'm not quite as proficient at these baby backs as I am spare, so I might need a little help, Byron.
Just leave them over in the damn ice.
Don't cook them, Mr. Einstein.
Can we get a wall here, please?
Yeah, we'll get a wall up right to your butt.
A lot of trash talking over here. I'm right nestled in the middle of the two best crap talkers in the world. Between Myron and Johnny Trigg, a guy doesn't stand a chance. If I were you, I just wouldn't talk right now. I'd focus because you're gonna forget a step.
Myron, now, it's sort of like a sandwich. And Tuffy's the lunch meat, and we've got him in there, and we're working on him. Look at him. See, he's nervous. He's nervous. Does Mama know you bet $100 last night?
Don't know.
When I start winning as much money on the circuit as you, maybe I'll loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, cry me a river.
Tell me I'm ready to get over it.
Now it is.
No lighter fluid. That you?
Lighter fluid. That'd be, if you smell lighter fluid, that'd be Mr. Mixon.
Always use lighter fluid to start charcoal. But the thing about it is a lot of people have a lot of apprehension about it or they watch me do it. A lot of fluid's not going to be left, the taste is not going to be left on the meat. I mean, no big-ass thing. But in the damn day, I ain't eating it either.
All right, Shiloh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do basically 6 things to the ribs. I'm going to trim off pull out the membrane here. We're going to trim off the skirt. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to cut about maybe 10 bones so that we have a nice straight rack of ribs. I plan to surprise everyone here because we know how to cook ribs. We are the top team in California for ribs. I'm going to be cooking a California-style rib, which is essentially very bold flavors, layers and layers of flavor, and lots of spice and heat and sweetness. So we're going to bring it all together and see if the Texas judges will react favorably to kind of a California flavor profile.
Now, are you using normal barbecue, straight-up flavors?
I have some chipotle powder in there, smoked jalapeno powder. Okay.
I'm not really worried about Harry Sue. Harry was telling me a little bit about the spices he was using, and it kind of threw me for a loop. Most Texas barbecue is straight, smoky. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly spiced. People like to rely on the smoke for flavor. We're in Texas. They like a little smoke on it.
Kind of like give the judges kind of a 1-2 pow.
Gotcha. I haven't really been doing so hot these competitions, and I am from the school of Johnny Trigg. He's given me his spices, he's given me his recipes, he's given me his timelines, he's given me his time, and I've been progressively getting better and better in ribs. $3,500 ribs.
Mineral Wells, Texas is a long haul for me. So I was able to hook up with some green eggs that were going to be delivered to Mineral Wells for me to use, which was ideal. So I just went ahead and flew in and put all my sauces, rubs, wood in my suitcases and went on down.
They're already starting to break. Look at that. You see that?
Leanne is a very excellent rib cook,
This one's cooking too hot.
but she's really cooking on borrowed equipment. And when you use borrowed equipment, right, there's always a question mark as to how seasoned these pits are.
Stay together.
Hold for another hour or two. We'll be.
I spent a year almost seasoning my pits, and I will need to retain the bark and the aroma in the pit.
We got to shut this one down a little bit.
Getting down to crunch time. Baby backs turned out good. I really like my baby backs. I think I'm gonna be right there.
Tender? You think that ain't tender? Look at that.
There's 7 people right here. Somebody's gonna get last, and I hope it ain't me.
You can either be a hero, you can be a butt, you know, one of the two. So I hope I'm not on that butt end.
We're going to be able to watch the reaction of the judges as they taste our sample.
I can almost taste lighter fluid.
Oh, damn it, man!
Here at the Johnny Trigg Shootout, teams are hard at work putting the finishing touches on their baby backs as turn-in time approaches.
I feel great about my rib, my typical rib flavor, so I was happy with it.
I just turned my baby back ribs in for the first turn in. Feeling pretty confident about it. Got the sweetness that I was looking for. I was worried about the tenderness for a second, but when I started getting into it and cutting them, they were just fine.
You got 6 minutes.
Yeah, I actually, there were 2 racks that I thought came out the best, and I took 3 pieces from each of those racks, so I turned in a total of 6 pieces.
I gotta say, I don't know if I had the flavor I was shooting for. It just wasn't deep enough.
I wanted something that's a little bit different, and it stood out, and it's got a flavor pop to it, and the pork tastes good. You know, I got some heavy smoke on mine.
I know that we've won with similar tasting ribs on the California side, so we'll see if the judges like it. It has a little strong kick to it, and sometimes some judges like it, some judges hate it.
Judging for this competition will be unlike what the cooks are used to in other events. They'll be turning their meat in ungarnished on wooden cutting boards. There are 8 judges, each hand-selected by Johnny Trigg. The judges will be split between 2 tables, and each table will taste samples from 3 to 4 pitmasters per category. They'll be given a score from 1 to 10, which will reflect the taste, tenderness, texture, and aroma of their product. And they'll have the unique opportunity to be a fly on the wall as the judges taste their ribs. While the judges will have no idea whose food they're tasting, the cookers will be watching in another room and will be able to identify their meat by the colored circle on their cutting board.
I'm sick to my stomach right now.
We're going to be able to watch the reaction of the judges as they taste our sample. I've never ever seen a judge score my sample live, so I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of how brutal some of these comments might be.
What do y'all think about what's going to happen here?
Don't wind up pissed off, I probably will.
Yeah, I ain't anxious to see what happens. I ain't never got to see nobody talk about them before.
My ribs didn't have flavor, so I think it's gonna bite me.
Well, we're fixing to see. First one is Jamie.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I thought my rib was an excellent rib.
Rib number one.
All right, Jamie.
You got 2 Texans on that table that I know of.
Gone in like.
Very sweet.
Too sweet.
Sweet. Oh.
Didn't have enough bite. Was it too much?
There's not enough bite.
Sweet to bland.
Yeah.
Sweet to bland.
They gonna love you, Tuffy.
I don't like this already.
And something was masking the flavor of the pork, and I didn't taste the meat so much.
Tasted like it had an outstanding spice. And
Just didn't have enough taste to it.
I thought my rib was an excellent rib. I mean, I couldn't cook it no baby back no better, and I've cooked that rib, and they told me that you don't have no taste. And I mean, my ribs were pretty spicy. I mean, and that kind of hurt my feelings.
This is awful. I'm next.
Oh, yeah.
This is Leanne's.
They don't like it.
I don't like their looks.
I don't either. They don't like it.
I can almost taste lighter fluid.
Oh, damn it, man!
I don't even use lighter fluid.